see what kind of trouble we can get into. We are a little bit early, so obviously we won't quite be starting yet. Let me get down here and get set up on my computer, and hopefully we will, let's see here. I have to apologize about the road noise, but that is what's what. All right. That is just annoying. Okay. Hey, Triumphant 39, what is up? All right, guys, so for anybody who doesn't know, when I go live, the idea here is to list things significantly cheaper than they would normally be. I want somebody to get a really good deal, and I hope that if a specific item is very desirable, that it will go for considerably more money and things will even out at the end, with some people getting really awesome deals and with me getting a real awesome deals on certain things. So what we've got out here is we have some starting prices. We have some free knives that are going to be available, and I will talk about the process for getting those knives later on. And how we're going to operate here is, come on, Brain. Hey, what's up, biker? How we're going to operate is we will start a specific auction when somebody says, I want X product, and we will start at the starting bid. The starting bids are listed here. I can explain that more in depth if there are any questions. Also, there is absolutely no reason to cart snipe. So if we say that the auction is closed and somebody won, and your internet is lagging and your bid gets placed 10 seconds later or 1 second later, you're kind of out of luck. All right? We need just like, if you've got a max bid that you want to place, just place it. It can be very frustrating for everybody involved when people are trying to wait till the last second to get a bid in. It doesn't work for them, even though I've explained that we don't do that. And then they get mad, and then it's frustrating for me, and the whole thing is a pain in the butt. Now, we are supposed to be live within the next 2 minutes, so I will start talking about the things that we have on the table here shortly, especially when we start getting requests from people. But yeah, here we are. Obviously, we are outside. Obviously, you will hear the road noise, and I just don't feel like there's a whole lot that I can do about that today. So let's wait for a few people to get in here. Now, some of these things, guys, I'm sure I'll talk about this more later. Some of these things, like the broken bussy, the broken chassis, the Joe X Special SP10, I know these have no value. I could just chuck them into the trash can, but somebody's going to want them, and we'll put them up for auction. And I don't know. If I just need to give these away, I can, but I just felt like maybe somebody would want to buy these at auction, and the starting bid is $10, and that $10 is to cover shipping. All of the prices, and when you bid, the prices will be based on, the prices will include shipping. If you get one of these for $10, if you're in the continental US, I couldn't do this for people overseas. The price that I want you to pay me is $10. And then PayPal's going to give me $9.50 or something like that. And then I'm going to buy the packaging and pay the shipping, and it's going to end up costing me about $10. And that's what's going on here, really. So, you know, starting bid on this might make goes $100. If it goes for $100, I'll be heartbroken, and that will be $100 shipped. I'll get $95. It'll cost me $10 to ship it. It'd be $85. That would suck. So hopefully that clarifies anything. The knives that are going to be given away for free, I'm going to cover the shipping on those. So we have the cheapy tactical Smith & Wesson search and rescue, and both of these knives, you know, if someone's going to win them, you pretty much are probably going to have to just stick around to the end of the auction. And this has like a little glass breaker on it and stuff. Basically for this one, I just want you to tell us why you want or need it, or someone that you know of that could use it or need it. And then the free custom knife for tonight from Old Stage Forge. Really love this little knife. It's unique and really neat. At the end of the auction, I'm going to have a question for our viewers and listeners. And the first person who answers that question is going to win the knife. All right, guys. Now, something I should have mentioned. If you cannot pay, don't place a bid. I've had this happen in the past. It's really a bummer. And it's really uncomfortable. Let's just not do that in this auction today. Ideally, payments are going to be through PayPal. Ideally, we can work other things out if we need to on the back end, but I'm going to try and get people's information here. Ideally, payment will be through PayPal, and we would like to do that immediately for obvious reasons. So again, there are other things I can do. I can send you an invoice where you can pay with a normal credit card or whatever. We can do that on the back end, but ideally, let's pay upfront and immediately, and only place bids if you can afford them, guys. Please don't be drinking and bidding. It's a bad deal. It's a hard deal. All right, so we should officially be started here. You guys make sure that your little cursor bar is moved all the way forward so that you are up to speed as much as possible in the live video. That will help us with, you know, not being late, not being delayed, not running into issues. If there's anything you guys want to discuss, you let me know. I'm starting to make fishing lures, and I should have brought some of those out to show you guys. Really, really excited about that. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to get some. I'll be right back. Hey, Chris, what's up? Glad to see you, man. Thanks for swinging by. Let me know if you have any questions. I've got some prices listed. take a look, take a gander, scroll back if you need to listen to what I've said so far. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab some stuff. All right, so this soft paddle tail swim bait, 3-inch swim bait, is one of the baits that I'm making right now. This is a custom color I did, purple with a black flake in it. It's been very successful with bass. And then this is my 2-inch craw in the same color, and it's been successful with panfish and bass. And so this is, the brand is Mammoth Cave Lure Co. I'm incredibly excited about this, and probably tomorrow I'll be doing my biggest bait pour yet. It will include 2 different sizes of this crawdad, the 2-inch and a 1.6-inch. It'll include this guy, a bluegill that I am insanely excited about, and 3 different sizes of spider from 1 to 2.4 inches for little top water spiders. So, Mammoth Cave Lure Co. and the new YouTube channel is Family Fun Fishing Adventures. If you're into fishing at all, I would love to have you over there. It is what the name implies. Mostly me and my boys having little adventures and fishing, and then competitions between my brother and I as well. Today I caught a bass in a puddle, and I rescued the largest crawdad I've ever seen in my life. It was tangled up in some fishing line. Videos up on that. What an exciting day in Mammoth Cave. Guys, a lot of my branding and stuff like that revolves around Mammoth Cave National Park. I live here, and I really love national parks and the national park vibe. What's up, Michael? So a couple of other things here. Just so you guys know, this is one of 50 of the original Brickcraft knives. The original 50, I don't know if you'll be able to see it here in this lighting. This yellow Cerakote has sparkles suspended in it. These were really, really fun, and this one I found. I'm hoping this goes for a lot of money tonight, because it's a very rare chapter in the Exodus knife and tool history, and we are not doing yellow with sparkle again. Very limited edition. This is my personal version of this knife. I have this because it was my intention to have one version of every standard edition model that I produce. And so the Brickcraft was going to be a standard model. However, this yellow with sparkling Cerakote is not a standard model. So it doesn't make any sense. So this is a used knife from the original 50. This is my Mammoth Cave National Park map edition knife. It is brand new. But when I took it on adventures to Mammoth Cave, just to take pictures of it, I didn't use it at all. Little pieces of sand got into the kydex, and there are very small scratches in the Cerakote from that. So don't feel right selling it as new. if you're going to use your knife, it's going to get scratches. It won't matter anyways. So I'm selling it like this. These two starting bids are going to be $100. This is brand new. This is one of the most rare adventure crafts I've ever done, and one of the more rare ones I'll ever do. This is leather micarta from Julio Diaz, and so it's stacked leather micarta. You have to feel this to experience it. It is super unique, super awesome, and so amazingly cool. This is one of the few customs that I've done where I would really like to keep it, actually, or at least keep a set of scales. That's starting at $125. I really hope that goes for a lot more because I only had a few of these. I sold them for way more than that. There was a ton of demand. But when there's a ton of demand, I like to bring at least one to auction to give everybody more of a fair shot. This is one of the original adventure crafts from before manufacture with White River Knife and Tool. These were manufactured in Arkansas by Mineral Mountain Hatchet Works. My original logo was actually an M1 Garand stamp for M1 Garand barrels that I bought that we actually used on these knives. This is as rare as it gets. Starting bid at $200. One of the most expensive things that we have on the table. And it is really a unique and special piece with the shade tree micarta and everything. And then we have a brand new Exodus Knife and Tool Mutant in A2. This is, I'm going to be kind of weird here. This is a pre-order. So whoever wins this, I'm sending this to Jake Levesque, the Canadian craftsman. We're going to do orange kydex, and I'm going to order lime green snaps, 2 of them like this, to go on the orange kydex with this. So it's going to come with custom kydex Monday. If it sells, I'm going to send, or if it doesn't, I'm going to send it off to Jake, and then it'll be shipped directly to you when he's done with it. That's on his timeline. I don't know how long that will take. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Mammoth Cave is a cool place, guys. If you're going to come to Mammoth Cave, let me know. Biker, are you the guy who's located in New Mexico that I was talking to? If so, I don't want to lose track of that. Okay. So, what's the point? What's up, man? How are you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Hope you are mentally doing well through this Looney Tune world that we're living in right now. Yeah, guys, if you don't mind, hit the like button. If you're watching and haven't commented yet and you want to, leave a comment. Help us get this out here. Okay, Biker, if you don't mind, if you could reach out to me at thepreppersbunkeroutdoors@gmail.com, I would really like to get something together with you and maybe with James over there in New Mexico. I really want to get out there. And I really want to do like a low to no budget adventure. I'm talking sleep on the ground. Don't intend to get any hotels, bring food, shoot food, whatever type of an adventure. I'm cheap as crap, so I definitely want to rough it. We've got one more thing that we're going to be giving away tonight. The person who buys the most gear from Exodus Knife and Tool tonight will get an Adventurecraft and or Jackalope knife stand from the Angry Blue Bonnet. She is making these awesome knife stands. The knife will just, if you're a display type person, pop right in there, hold it super secure. These are super cool. She is part of the Exodus Knife and Tool ecosystem, making fantastic 3D printed gear for us. So somebody tonight is going to go home with some knife stands. Scales are starting at 10 bucks. One set of these scales needs a little bit of handwork, but is really sick. We'll talk about that when and if that comes up. We've got a few custom sheaths. Well, we got a few non-standard sheaths here. This one is green with a mottled black spread over it. We've got the clear. We've got a jackalope sheath here in probably one of my favorite camouflage patterns. This is the Nemesis Camo Wolf, I believe it is. Really super cool. Starting at 10 bucks for those as well. So, yeah, this has been a crazy week, to say the least. It has been wild. So wild, in fact, I do intend to do another video on the situation, but I don't want to. And I hate all of the takes, basically, on all of the things that are happening. And I hate seeing the way so many people are reacting so much that I really almost want to be done with it and to clean my hands of it. I don't really want to just keep discussing it with everybody who wants to discuss it with me. Not that I'm saying for this live or whatever, but I still I feel like the average person who views my channel, the average person is still missing some of the point, still falling for some of the propaganda on either side. And so I think, with the intention of helping, I'll do one more video and then probably call it quits. I almost don't know if I care anymore to do a lot of different stuff. We're in so deep that people are going to do what they're going to do and believe what they're going to believe. The Order from Chaos. Thanks, Chance. By the way, Chance Paladin has some books. I still need to read those. Life has been insane lately, but I hope that the Order from Chaos really helps some people get enough perspective to start thinking objectively for themselves. Also, you know what? While we're here, I'm going to go get one more thing. All right. Yeah, I'm a Junkyard Fox fan. I have been for a long time. I think me and James go way back to the Prepared Mind 101 Facebook group, meeting of the Prepared Minds, I think. And he's a good guy. So, let's see. The PSYOP, that would be good. It looks like a knife, but actually it's a, I don't know, something else. So guys, if you haven't been around long enough to guess, I'm really into small businesses, small makers, art, being unique, having special products, non-mainstream. And so, being that I'm getting into the lure industry, I've been meeting a lot of people and finding out that there are a lot of small fishing lure companies, and shockingly, you can get a custom lure from these small mom and pop shops for the same price that you'd pay from a manufactured lure from Cabela's or something. So this crazy crankbait, I pulled a bass out of a puddle today in Mammoth Cave with this crankbait from Clyde's Cranks. Clyde's Cranks. They're like 10 bucks a pop. And I think your first order, you can get 10 or 15% off. So it's literally it's not like the price you pay for the cheapest lures there, but like the price you would pay for a normal one. And then, so what he does is he does custom paint jobs and stuff on production blanks, I believe. This other company, which this lure has been phenomenal for me. This is Adams Custom Lures LLC, and he doesn't buy blanks and paint them. He actually makes his blanks. We got some rattles in here. And so we've got the Mad Bomber style teeth and eyeballs like it's a World War II fighter plane or an A-10 Warthog in all of his crankbait designs. These are like $7. It's literally cheaper than a lot of what you would buy at the mainstream store. So, guys, if you get into this and you've got any questions into fishing, let me know. But, like, you can support small businesses in the fishing industry and not even really pay anything more than going down to Cabela's, which just blows my mind. It's so cool. So, let's see here. Glad to hear you got a snake eater. That's awesome. Made by Garrett at Bear Forest Knives. I'm doing some stuff with Garrett. I've done some collaborations. You know, I was with Garrett, and I'd like to think that the Adventure Craft had some degree of influence on him before I started making knives. He's one of those makers that I was in there with from the very beginning, and that has just been an epic experience. Great guy. Two great people will be working together. Painting deep sea lures is way cool. So the Adams Custom Lures crankbait is the one I did a video with the other day. And then this is the one that I did a video with today. Very official lures. Like, they brought fish in for sure. And I had never caught a fish with a crankbait until this week in my life. It's been a great experience. So, we are 20 minutes in. Guys, let me know if you have any questions about anything that's on the table. And if I can clarify anything, let me know. And we don't have to get started in any particular order. So if you want this or that, the first person to say, oh, I forgot, this is ATAX IX. This is a custom-made uniform top by 0241 Tactical, made in the USA. I custom ordered it and waited for it for like, I don't know, a long time, and I don't like it. But some of my most famous videos were filmed in that top. Starting price is $30, which is basically enough to get it shipped because it's going to be a pain in the butt. I mean, I think it was like $180. It's pretty sick for somebody. It just isn't what I was looking for. I was hoping it would breathe a little bit better for the summer. I would say that this has no real insulation value, but it's also a little bit hot for the middle of the summer. It's a little bit baggier than I like. I tend to like things a little bit tight, and I've had it hanging up for, I don't know, 2 years now, and I don't wear it, so that's going to be going. This ATAX IX camo pattern, though, is freaking sweet. So this is a large, long. Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing about Ace Man talked about, he doesn't think I'd recommend someone sketchy. Like, if I recommend somebody and they suck, then you think that I suck. So I am not going to go out and recommend somebody if they suck, or I might give a bussy, I might say the things that I like about it, and you might think that it's a good recommendation, but I might say, their edges suck from the factory, and they're expensive, and you know, whatever. And so if you go and buy one and you're like, oh, Jake recommended them, but the edge sucks from the factory. Well, I'm going to make sure I mention that, because you know, I've put my reputation on everything that I do on this channel, and I sure as heck have no interest in saying anything that's not true, especially because I don't get paid to do this. Why would I go shill? I'm shilling for me. Please buy my knives, right? But I'm going to tell you the truth about my knives too and try and demonstrate them honestly and accurately. I'll tell you their weaknesses, but I'm shilling for me. But like, why would I go shill for some other brand that actually sucks when I get nothing for it? So that's part of the reason why I don't take any payment ever. Nightmare Trooper, if you would like to private message me, let's see, there's the Preppers Bunker Outdoors at gmail.com. On Instagram, JBP _gear _reviews, or Exodus Knife and Tool. YouTube, I don't think really has a good messenger. Facebook, Exodus Knife and Tool or Beach and Tactical. Family Fun Fishing Adventures on Instagram, TikTok. Mammoth Cave Lure Co. on Instagram. Anywhere within my footprint. I might miss the message a few different ways, like Facebook through these pages is harder to use. But even if it's harder for me to find or I miss it for a day or two, I still check it regularly enough that I'll find it. So this Bowie, it was made, the brand was Carnivora. I'm fairly certain this one was made by Shade Indonesia. 80 CRV2. This knife was used by Scab at Choir Boys Outdoors. It was sent to me to review. Now, Carnivora was having a lot of different makers make knives, and I was a partial owner of the company, and there's no bad feelings here, but the company kind of disappeared without telling me what the crap was going on, and I'm really hoping this knife, this is their Mako. It was wildly popular. Everybody was looking for it. No other one is ever going to exist for sale, probably, especially not one that was used by someone like Scab. And so I'm really hoping to recoup some of my losses in my business investment on that one. Very wild knife, very wild fuller. If it were me with thumb ramps, this is a very combative thumb ramp. It's incredibly secure, but for bushcraft, you know, I would do without that. But it is possible when you use the choil to choke past it. It's not ideal, but it is very possible to do comfortably. So for a kind of combative wild knife, it's not impractical. It's really, really cool. Good handle. This Kydex sheath kind of sucks, I'm going to be honest, but I consider a sucky Kydex sheath to be a edge or blade protector. A knife should cut paper right out of the box. There is no question about that. In fact, I would argue that it should do more than cut paper out of the box. And not only that, but a knife edge should be finished to a certain degree right out of the box. And I'm going to be honest. And again, some people think that I'm a bussy simp. Some people think that I'm a bussy hater. I like almost everything about bussy knives. If I had a whole lot of money, I would own more of them. I love one of the bussy knives that I have that was actually donated to me on this channel from a viewer, and I need to make more content on it. But I will say they probably have some of the worst edges of any production knife that I've seen. And they absolutely have the worst edges for their price point. And it really bums me out. I would really like to see that get squared away. And again, somebody's going to be like, who's just like, look, go on the bussy page on Blade forums, and there are guys who will put a better edge on brand new bussy knives. That's their side job and hobby. I'm not hating them by saying this, but they should be freaking better. Unboxed Bricky for your son. If you would like to start bidding on that will be start at $100. This does do chopping. It is decent as a chopper. I wouldn't. It is decent as a knife. It can do some chopping. I wouldn't say it's a chopper. The handle's not bad for it, but it's just not quite big enough for that to be its primary intention. For a knife of this size, it does an adequate job even without having as much weight at the front. Tip is quite thin, and so if I wanted this tip for actually using a tip, and I do a thrusting motion like I'd stab somebody, when in reality, if I'm going to use a tip, I would probably use a tip like this, about here, which I could absolutely do. But this is not a tip I would absolutely beat on, and I think one of the most dangerous things outside of absolute abuse you can do to a tip is when you're exhausted and you're chopping and you start doing stupid things. You start missing, you start hitting weird angles and stuff. I wouldn't call it a good chopper for a chopping knife, but for a knife of this size, it's certainly has some capable chopping potential. All right, so our first auction is going to be on the unboxed Brickcraft. It's 9:31. Normally I have my watch on me, and I don't right now because I'm stupid. But I'm going to keep an eye on this. And so if we don't get any bids within 2 minutes, $10 increments, please. If we don't get any bids within 2 minutes on this knife, it will go for $100. Now, once we start getting bids, we will run down the time clock, but every time there's a new bid, we'll give it at least like 30 seconds. So looking at the condition of this knife, there are some scratches in the Cerakote. It was my personal knife. It is a user, but it is, in my opinion, in very good condition. Just some slight wear. It will strike a ferro rod. Kydex is good. Not a whole lot to say there besides a little bit of wear and a lanyard. If you saw a knife used in videos, this was the one. So let's see here. Ace Man, I appreciate it on the AdventureCraft Factory Edge. I think that White River Knife and Tool does a fantastic job, a much better job than I think I would do, a much more consistent job. And that's what they're known for, really, is consistency and quality. All right, we're going to do about another minute on my personal Brickcraft AdventureCraft, one of the first 50 ever made in the unique yellow Cerakote with sparkles. This is not the SOG or SOG, Navy SEAL SOG. Oh, top right. This is a Smith & Wesson, kind of a junky junk knife, but this is going out for free. So I can talk about that in a little bit. I have an SOG personally that I've had for a long time. All right, guys, so we're going to do about another 20 seconds on this Brickcraft for nice. Oh, so yeah, for Ace Man, we're going to give it about 30 seconds. If anybody else wants to place a bid, this knife is currently at $100. So that is what is up. Current high bid, Ace Man 1126. Let's start the countdown. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, Ace Man 1126, you have won this knife. Let me write this down really quick. email me if you don't mind your address, please. I am of the opinion that that was a hell of a deal. But you know what? Things are worth what people are willing to pay, and the market dictates prices. Therefore, if someone pays it, it is fair, as long as it's advertised accurately, of course. So there you go. Please email me at beachmaster777@gmail.com with your address, and if you can, send a PayPal payment to the same. If not, send me an email. Let me know how you want to do what, and we will go from there. But I've got you written down, buddy. All right. XOHJ, did you want to start the bid on the Carnivora Mako? I'm looking up through here. All right, let me know if this is what you're interested in. All right. Yeah, let me comment the address and pin it really quick before we start that. And let me see if I can pin it. All right, it is pinned at the very top here. That is the address for PayPal. I should, you know, whatever. That's my normal PayPal address. Okay, so that's right. All right. So we're going to start with the Carnivora Mako at $100. This big old hunk of 80 CRV2 from now defunct Carnivora. Carnivora made a huge splash at Blade Show for 2 years with a huge table, a huge display, and some wild designs from multiple makers under their brand. And I think that everything was just a lot harder than they expected, mentally, physically, financially. They put a lot of effort into the brand, and things just did not work out. Overall, at $100, this is an absolute legend of some doggone sweet steel here. This could have also been made by... No, I don't think it was made by him. Francis Kirk, I don't think it was made by him. Big old deep fuller. Just very sick. High grind. Relatively thick behind the edge, but I would say appropriate for the size of the knife. So we are $100 currently bidding on the Carnivora Mako. We'll give that a couple minutes. And so, you know what? I know there's no bad blood between me and the other owners of the brand. I'm not mad at anybody. I like them as people, and I do hope that they are successful, but I do also hope to recoup some of my investment, and we weren't really on the up and up with how all of that went. But they kind of went away because of the struggle of some of these things anyways. So it is what it is. All right. In 1 minute, I will start our countdown. I need like a little pedestal or something to hold the current knife that's being bid on up. That would be sweet. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do that with this random box. What was this used for? Why is it out here? Oh, it's this. Yeah, okay. All right, current bid. Oh, that's upside down. All right, we will give that a minute. Again, if anybody has any questions about it, let me know. You can place bids. $10 increments, please, guys. Really, we don't need to outbid each other by cents or by a dollar. It's unnecessary. $10 increments. It's been a minute, so we're gonna start the countdown. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No, the knife hasn't killed anybody. Do do do. Good night, Nightmare Trooper. Do do do. All right. Bidding closed on the Carnivora Mako to Exo HJ. That's going to be a sweet deal for you, man. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. This is a knife where you could use it seriously, but if you never used it seriously and you just took it out to have fun with it, like that would be cool too, because it's just a cool knife. All right, let's get some more, I guess, some more space in here. I believe we had someone interested in the broken bussy, and that bidding will start at $10. And again, at $10, if someone wins it $10, you're just paying for the shipping. So, you know, that's that. All right, so we are going to start bidding here. Triumphant has placed a bid for $10 on the broken bussy, the YouTube famous, especially once I start going a little further into it with this knife in the bussy chussy wrap up, which I intend to film tomorrow. And then I need to do an overall bussy brand video for you guys. It will come with some extra fancy kydex that has rusty hardware, because after the knife broke, I have left it out on the picnic table for a while. Let's see here. Kydex is still functional and fantastic for your broken blade pleasure. I do love the handle on this. This was actually one of my favorite knives. I was bummed to break it, but it was given to me, and I felt it was what needed to be done. I'm a YouTuber. It was given to me, and I felt like that was a way of giving back. It was entertaining, I think, so. All right, we are at $100. This is the special edition bussy, I think, Badger Attack, and it was like a deployment version of the knife with the special multicam camo. It was a very sick knife, honestly. All right, so we're going to give it one more minute at $10. I'm assuming that that is what this is going to go for. Yeah, let's go ahead and just start it. We'll start the countdown timer. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Yeah, it was the right one. Do, do, do. Do 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 do. All right, so Triumphant 39 Can the bussy be warranted? Probably. I wouldn't do it. If somebody else wanted to do it, that's on them. All right. Yeah, what's the point? Says Jeopardy was so annoying when forced to watch as a kid. So I feel like when I was sick as a kid and had to stay in bed all day, if I snuck out to watch TV or if I was allowed to watch TV, it would either be like Judge Judy on the TV or it would be Jeopardy. And I just learned to despise them. Like, just hated them. At $50, these Hogue knives are an absolute heck of a deal. By the way, I can talk about those if anybody has any questions. So yeah, do we have fishermen in the chat? Hit me up, and we can talk about them fish. Let's see, this is my medium lure box, although it's not really all medium if I'm going to be honest. I think this is a 3/16 inch ounce chatterbait from Pig Jigs, probably my favorite, one of my favorite custom lure brands. This is a micro Z-Man chatterbait, 1/8 ounce with a tail. That's not really a medium size. I think my size spectrum is a little different than most people's. Most people would see this as small. But I've got an extra small collection as well. So, I don't know. I like it. The Castmaster maybe is a little bit heavy for in here. I don't know. I guess this is small. This is my small collection. Box of favorite lures that actually work. And then I've got an extra small. I've got 2 extra small, small, and medium out. And I need to get large. Triumphant, I can't accept goods and services because I run my business through PayPal, so it's not even an option. Oh, wait. Yes, I have to get goods and services. I can't accept friends and family. So, yes, I don't know why I took that to mean the opposite. Dude, I actually want to catch a mean bluegill. They are my favorite things to catch. I would choose to catch a large bluegill probably over a normal bass. But I have not been catching much bluegill lately, especially outside of ponds. I caught a nice bluegill recently in a pond, but on the river or on the lake, I can't touch him, man. Dude, there's just nothing better than catching bluegill on an ultralight rod. And, you know, if I could catch over a 10-inch bluegill, I would be so stoked. By the way, I wish I could catch him. There's a one of our massive wasps over here buzzing in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm about to take a break. I'm actually going to go try and slap him with my shoe and get him on the table so you can see his size. Because they look like yellow jackets, but they're about this big. And I'm thinking about doing a series of fishing lures inspired by them. Let me see if I can give him a wacky whack. Shut up, cat. No. 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 No, you're staying outside. You're not coming in. You lost your mind. The sucker's staying in the corner and not moving the moment I'm over here with my shoe, because he knows. fine. I give up. Put my shoe back on. He's back to flying around. Freaking crafty little critter. Where did he even go? Is he gone? Huh. All right. Yeah, it is like a murder hornet. Dude, I love the Ugly Stick Dock Demon, but I have 3 of them, and one of the reels is defective, and Ugly Stick's customer service sucks. Okay, Jessup Dude asked, sorry, I didn't see that, what the $50 ones are. This is the Hogue EXFO2. Love this knife. It is highly underrated for any use. This sheath, it can go in either direction. And to release it, you have to push this lever either way. So either way you've got it in, you can push it. It's completely ambidextrous. 154 cm. Hogue is hugely underrated for knives like this. Super lightweight, super packable. I freaking love this knife. And then this is the Hogue EXFO1. I like it. I don't know where the sheath is right now. So I'm going to sell it as if it doesn't have the sheath. But if I find the sheath before I ship it, then I'll include that. It is dull right now. It's a much beefier design. It's got more of a Chris Reeves style edge. I'm sure they're trying to directly compete with Chris Reeves with this nice knife. Wonderful handle, but the edge is a little bit thicker than it should be, kind of convex like a Chris Reeves. And so it's kind of a beefy survival combat kind of a knife. I like it pretty well. So both of those starting bids are going to be $50 on those. So it's not a paper wasp queen. We have them come around every year because of our pear tree. And it's one of I think it's the only wasp that flies at night. And he'll follow light. And so I don't remember if it's the European wasp or what. But they're cool. They're pretty docile. But, yeah. I don't have any Bear Force knives on the table. I don't think I'll ever probably sell any of the ones that I got. I'm a big fan of Bear Force knives. Yeah, the Dock Demons are amazing. Lewis asked what adventure crafts I have. This is a brand new 1 of 50 original brick craft with, you can't see it in this light, but this yellow Cerakote has sparkles in it. And so that's the only one that's left. That, unlike what, I don't sell them like this anymore. This comes with box and certificate and stuff. I don't do that anymore. This is the Mammoth Cave National Park Map Edition Adventure Craft. This knife is brand new, but when I took it out to get pictures of it at Mammoth Cave, a piece of sand got into the Kydex sheath and lightly scratched the Cerakote. So I'm going to sell it at a big discount. That'll start at $100. This is one of the rarest adventure crafts that there will be. I really should just hang on to this and take it to Georgia Bushcraft because I could charge for it there what I should charge for it. But this is Julio Diaz at 710 Knives Cow Carta. He made it himself. Layers of leather made into micarta. This is probably the most unique feeling handle material that I've ever felt. Really cool, really expensive, really exclusive stuff. And then we've got Adventurecraft scales, Adventurecraft sheaths, and a jackalope sheath. Oh, and this is one of the original Adventurecrafts from before White River Knife and Tool. 1084 steel, made in Arkansas by Mineral Mountain Hatchet Works. with a Grizzly Outdoors custom Kydex sheath. One of the flippin' originals, shade tree micarta. Micarta here with quite a few voids in it. Not a factory edge. I traded this, and it is a used knife, but it is an incredibly rare part of the Exodus Knife and Tool brand history. And the logo on this knife is actually a stamp that I purchased. It is a stamp for M1 Garand barrels that we used on these knives. So they were just, they really launched everything for me, changed my life. Thank the Lord. It's been an amazing ride with that. So that's what I've got for Adventure Crafts. Knight, what's the point? Thanks for swinging by, man. Exo, have a good night. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, Exo, have a good night, man. I appreciate you. So what we're going to do, this Smith & Wesson was given to me. I'm going to give it to someone. If you know someone that needs a beater knife, or if you are that someone, for free, let me know in the comments section below, and I will be sending this out to someone. When we are done with this live, I will be giving away this Old Stage Forge custom handmade knife in 8670. Has a nice, a wicked edge on it. I mean, this thing's gonna just eat hair like nobody's business, and it takes an edge easier than anything I've ever fooled with. Really a great knife from a great guy, very unique. So when we don't have to sell everything, when we decide that we're going to wrap all of this up, we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to ask a question, and the first person that answers the question is going to get this knife for free. But you have to follow Old Stage Forge, and everybody watching, if you have a social media, especially on Instagram, please follow Old Stage Forge no matter what. Okay. Just a dude, you said you'll bid on the black one. I assume that you mean this one here at $50. I will get us ready to begin on the box of auctioning. This knife, the quality of the finish work on this knife sets it apart as it is sold new. The handle geometry sets it apart. The edge geometry is great. And the quality of the sheath, the versatility, it can be used on a belt. It can be attached to MOLLE from the factory. This knife is probably one of the best values in the industry, even if you're a bushcrafter, but especially for like a combat focused knife. We will give this, all hail the auction box. There you go. We will give this a few minutes. We are at our starting bid of $50. And again, guys, your bidding price and the winning price, these prices are shipped to your door in the continental U.S. Now, I have had bidders from overseas before, and we have just worked out a fair price for overseas shipping, a little bit of an extra charge, and we've never had issues in the past. Folks have been easy to work with. So if that's something that we run into, we'll deal with it when we get there. But within the United States, prices are shipped. We are at $50, and we're going to give this a couple of minutes. What do you got in your hair, you beast? You got birds stuck in your hair? You wild thing? Bruh, what you doing? What you doing, cat? You're not coming in the house, though. I'll give you some food, but you're not coming in the house. Not until it's freezing. Not until it's freezing out. Altered Sky has placed a bid of $60. We are currently at $60 for the Hogue Knives EXF02. I will go ahead and pull this off. 154 CM, designed by Alan Elishewitz, who I used to like and talk to a bit, and who I no longer like. But the knives that he designs for Hogue are good to go. $60 currently. We will give that another couple of minutes once again. And don't forget, we do also have this ATAX IX hooded uniform top, large, long, with the Stand Strong Psalm 144 patch. The stretch panels at the armpits are OD green, and that is at $30. I only mention it again because I'm assuming it's probably pretty easy to miss over there. I'm going to give it one more minute and we will start our countdown timer. You guys know what I really want to do right now, though? I really want to fish. In case any of you care to know, straight traded my pit bike, dirt bike, for a boat and motor and everything like that. And I would like to go out on the lake right now and go catch a fish, or go catch the one that got away in Mammoth Cave that broke my heart. All right, that's a minute. We are going to start our countdown timer. Do, 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 do. What's up, Josh? Good to have you. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, that is sold. $60 to Altered Sky. Thank you so much. It is true, I have never caught a gish. Jessup, I'm sorry, man. It has already gone. As much as I would like to take your $70, I really would. Your $70 bid. It sounds weird when I say take your $70. Well, I'd like to take your $70 bid, but we already closed. Be watching for a lag on your setup there, guys. The jack. When are the jack and the adventures going up? We've got adventure crafts and jackalopes up on the website. As for what we've got on the table, we've got adventure crafts here, and we have a mutant. And we'll start bidding on them whenever somebody wants to bid on them, or if they don't. So, Jessup, dude, the issue is with lag. What you're seeing for me is about 3 seconds behind what's actually happening, But also, if you don't have that cursor moved all the way to the right, you could be further behind than that. But you know, it is what it is. It's got to be out when it's out. On my end, I got your comment about that $70 bid at least 30 seconds after I ended it. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, what's the point was off 19 seconds somehow. Triumphant, I appreciate the extra little money to make up for the goods and services. That means a lot because those stupid fees cost me a lot of doggone money every year. It adds up so fast. All right, the middle, bottom, and middle top Adventure Crafts. This is one of the original Adventure Crafts made by Mineral Mountain Hatchet Works in 1084 high carbon steel. Very, very rare knife in the Exodus knife and tool history. Serial number 22. So this is from the first batch of Adventure Crafts ever with shade tree burlapped micarta. Little bit rough on the handle scales manufacturing, but the knives at this point were a little bit rough on the grinds, not a factory edge. Grizzly Outdoors custom Kydex sheath at $200. And then this is an Adventure Craft in OD green with an OD green sheath with Julio Diaz from 710 Knives custom cow carta. Leather micarta, so strips of leather made into a micarta. The most unique feeling and cool handles that I've had. That's going to be an incredibly rare option and an incredibly expensive option. It is an OG indeed. Those were wilder times. And you know, things happened with Mineral Mountain Hatchet Works that were less than ideal. It was a bummer. I don't regret it at all. I have no hard feelings. I still love those guys. I still use their knives, and I will still promote the heck out of them because their knives are freaking solid. Especially their big knives. They're an amazing value. And I will always use and love them as long as they stay as good as they are. Great value today. And I actually originally found out about Mineral Mountain Hatchet Works way back in like 2015, maybe even 2014. I went to a preppers convention in Arkansas. I got on the Arkansas Craigslist for no reason to look around. And I found these monster knives in a Craigslist ad, and it said, "Will trade for guns." And that's the first time I found Mineral Mountain Hatchet Works. More people need to know about them as a brand. But their specialty is not small, narrow blades like this. Their specialty is beefcake beast beaters. So, Josh, if this top wasn't a large long, I'd probably just send it to you. It's a little big on me, and I think it'd be a doggone circus tent on you. But the ATAX IX is just very, very sick. Oh, let me talk about one more thing here while we wait. So I carry my, here's another lure from Clyde's Crankbaits, or Clyde's Cranks. This is a jerk bait in the same pattern. You can tell I like the long ear, no, not the pumpkin seed sunfish pattern there, and I'm really excited to use this one. And I can't believe that I made the other crankbait official today in that puddle. I was blown away that I caught that bass. But I carry my fishing stuff in a Hidden Woodsman sling bag in Nemesis camo. And so I like this so much is I don't put a ton of weight into it, but I'll have various sundry items in here, and eventually I'll have scissors and pliers in here also. But the bottom of it has this grab handle, so when it's on my back, I can just reach around, grab this grab handle, and spin it around, and then put it back out of my way. And so I prefer that when fishing over a backpack because I don't ever actually have to take it off. Freaking love that thing. All right. The starting bid on the OD Cow Carta new Adventure Craft is 125. On the Mammoth Cave is 100. Ace Man said he'll do 30 on the jacket. So I don't know how I'm going to do this with the auction box here. I don't think that's going to work. But let me show it off. Starting bid at $30. Made in the USA in Montana. I think these are were like $180. I think. Maybe they're over 200 now. I have no idea. Large, long, machine wash cold, delicate cycle, whatever. It's got a hood on it. And at the moment, a dead stink bug in the hood. It's got gussets for the armpits. It's got pockets. Oh, it's got like hoodie pockets front, but then rabbit pockets on the back. It is a zip up with Velcro. Zip up with Velcro. So all in all, it is a heck of a little combat top. Again, with the Stand Strong Art Psalm 144 striped camo patch on the shoulder. So that is $30 hairs, and we will give that guy a few minutes for Ace Man. The cuffs are adjustable by button. So there you go. Now this is not insulated and it's not waterproof. It's just a combat top. It's not a combat top by the modern meaning, which is like a stretchy long sleeve top. It's a combat top like a fatigue top, like a BDU top or a uniform top, to clarify. It is a quality. This is going to last the rest of somebody's life. This is a jacket where if you were in the service and did a deployment, you'd wear this all day, all year, and it would probably it'd be fine. You could wear this regularly for the rest of your life, and it would start fading and getting really comfortable and really flexible after 4 or 5 years, but it's going to last doggone forever. All right, we'll do one more minute before we do our countdown on the $30 0241 Tactical jacket. All right, time's up. We are going to start our countdown we are at $30. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. That is Aceman 1126. $30 for the 0241 jacket. Congratulations, rock and roll. Shipping this will suck a little bit less, being that you also bought the Adventure Craft. Make it a little less of a hit on the shipping. Very good. Thank you very much, Aceman. All right, guys. Well, let's all right, we can start with the OD Adventure Craft here. When you say the OD, do you mean the Calcarda or the Mammoth Cave National Park? Let me know. Early birthday gifts are always the way to go. All right, we are going to start up on the Calcarda Adventure Craft at $125. Again, so this Calcarda, I've seen a couple of people do it, but Julio Diaz at 710 Knives is the main guy. I don't remember what I paid him for these, but I bought all of the ones that he had at Blade Show, and a little block like this big by this big, I think was $50. So it was an incredibly expensive handle material for me. It might have been more than that. I don't remember. It might have been smaller. But the feel on these is really, really cool. And I don't think I'll probably buy more because when I do special materials like this, I like to buy larger quantities of them at a time. So we are at $125. Guys, don't wait till the last minute to put your bid in. Be watching the comments section, because even if the video is a little bit behind, unless I'm wrong, I think the comment section should be up to date. We will give this about a minute, and then we will do our countdown timer. Maybe I'll get to go do some fishing tomorrow, although what I need to do tomorrow is I need to make fishing lures. That's what I actually need to do. Coward! Alright, we are a minute in on the Calcarda Adventure Craft. Let's see here. Aceman asked if I like lakes, rivers, creeks, or ponds. Sometimes I prefer fishing ponds because it's easier, but sometimes I also get bored faster in ponds and feel like it's cheating because it's easier. I definitely prefer creeks, like across the board, no questions asked. I love creeks that I can walk through, especially. I don't mind rivers, but the Green River here is, I like the sections of it that I can walk through, but there's a lot of sections where it's so muddy that you will sink a foot or 2 feet into the mud with every step. And that's just a nightmare. That just sucks. So yeah, I definitely say creeks or rivers that I can walk in. All right, we're gonna start our countdown here on the cow craft. Let's see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, 125 on the uh, Calcarda to Josh. That is an absolute score. Rock and roll and congratulations. 125. I think I sold these, I think, for 210 or so. So that is pretty sick. Congratulations again. Let's see here. Yeah, try not to lose this one. Get one of those doggone retractable lanyards, T-Rain. They're pretty good to go. Let's see. Creeks and small. I don't know for me if creeks and small rivers are predictable, but moving around in them is just easier, and I can find stuff to fish. Lakes with the boat were more daunting at first, but I think once I can read the terrain better, I'll have more luck in them and like them a lot more. And I think in the winter, when I don't want to get wet, I think I'll like the lakes more. So, all right, guys, unless there's anything else that somebody needs, let's do our giveaway for tonight. The Old Stage Forge chunky little thing. I like this knife. I think it's rad. It's got a fantastic edge on it, and it's 8670, and it takes an edge absolutely wonderfully. So what I'd like to do first off, we're going to have a question here, but for everybody that's interested in winning this knife for free, let me know in the comment section below so I know everybody's paying attention. What's the point EDC followed Old Stage Forge on Instagram? I would really like for everybody to go follow him. He's a good guy. He makes a cool working blade. Just kind of old school, in my opinion. He's got a great vibe. East Tennessee. A trout by hand once. That is impressive. Nerve, glad to have you, buddy. We are kind of on our way out here. I am giving away this Old Stage Forge to the first person to answer a question that I am about to ask. Now, guys, listen. It's going to be the first person who answers the question on my comment section. I don't know if your comment section could look different. Make sure that your cursor is all the way forward because I don't want feelings to be hurt. And, you know, and all I can do, actually my video looks like it's not even forward all the way. It's still showing the adventure craft. I was 50 seconds behind on my own video. So my chat was correct, but my video is still behind. 13 seconds? Get up there. Get up there. My video's way behind. So, guys, I'm going to actually write this in the comment section. Comment section is up to speed on my end. First correct comment wins the knife. What is the name of my new business? My lure company. My screen's still not up to speed, so I don't know what the crap is going on with my video here. What's up, Common Sense? Josh can't really guess on this one. He already has shirts made for the new lure company. Woo, we talked about it a little bit earlier. This is better than I expected. You guys, if you're on Instagram, oh, that's so close. Lewis, you are so close. Lewis, give me another guess. It's Mammoth Cave Lure Co. Lewis, I wish you could have locked that in. It's Mammoth Cave Lure Co. What's the point EDC got it first. Dang, Lewis, you're so close, man. Good memory. But Mammoth Cave Lure Company. What's the point, my man? This very cool, in my opinion, very cool handmade custom knife is going your way. Guys, everybody, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you, not just the people that bought, but the people who are here and watching and supporting as well. I hope everybody had fun. And I'm going to call it a night and get my booty butt in bed and ready for church. See, I gotta get a doggone chair to be able to reach my camera and call it a night. Thanks, guys.